The rim is back. The racket back. First of all, I've been gone because I broke my camera. This is a new camera. Hopefully, I look clear. Second of all, uh, yeah, the room's a mess. It is what it is. That's my blanket. It gets cold sometimes. Um, third of all, the whole reason why I started making this video, which is not the video I wanted to make today, actually. I was gonna make another video, but we'll do that one at another time. This one is about the Warriors. If anybody knows, that if anybody's been subscribed watching this, they know I'm a Warriors fan. If you're new to this, I am a Warriors fan. Been a Warriors fan for ever. Anyways, the Warriors' chances are pretty much over unless we make moves, right? Jimmy Butler. Here, I'll give you the. Jimmy Butler has suffered a season-ending torn right ACL. It's very unfortunate. Um, yeah, it's not good for the team. It's not good for Jimmy Butler. Get well soon, Jimmy Butler. First of all, second of all, the Warriors trading Jimmy Butler is on the table per Brett Sigel. I don't know how to say your name, and I apologize. And I quote, all options will be on the table for the Warriors with nearly 2 weeks before the trade deadline, including the possibility of trading Butler to try to maximize their championship push this season. Butler is making $54.1 million this season and $56.8 million during the 2026-27 season before becoming an unrestricted free agent. Now, I came up with two trades, and I want you guys to tell me which one you like more, or if you hate them both, or if you like either one of them in the comments. Second, I would like to say that I was an advocate for trading Jimmy Butler before the injury, not because I don't like Jimmy Butler necessarily, but because he was making $60 million, and I don't know. I feel like he doesn't. It's not that he doesn't fit, but I feel like there's better fits or like better. Yeah, I just feel like there's better fits. So I'm gonna stop yapping and I'm gonna go ahead and get into the trades that I made. We'll start with the first one. This is a three. They're both three-team trades. Okay. The first one. We'll start with the Warriors, Kings, Nets. You might already be able to see where this is going. The Warriors receive Domantas Sabonis, Michael Porter Jr., Cam Thomas, and Keon Ellis. The Kings receive Jonathan Kuminga, Terrence Mann, and Moses Moody. And the Nets would receive Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, a 2026 first round pick from the Warriors, 2028 first round pick from the Warriors, a 2022 and a 2027 second round pick from Sacramento via Charlotte. So basically, the Nets get 4 picks. They take on Jimmy Butler's contract. That's why they get 4 picks. And Buddy Hield. And then the Kings get their guy in Jonathan Kuminga, who they love. I'm glad that they love him. I don't hate Jonathan Kuminga. I'm just over the saga. Like, just end it. Get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off. You know. Um, they take on Terrence Mann's contract, which would still there's still $6 million um under. No. My bad. Wrong team. Anyways, they take on Terrence Mann's contract and they get Moses Moody. Moses Moody is a promising player. If you don't watch Warriors basketball, he's hit or miss. But I do feel like, Warriors have a system and players can be either really good in that system or really bad. Some players leave the system and they're good. Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre was not a bad player. He just didn't work in our system. D'Angelo Russell wasn't a bad player. He just didn't work in our system. Moses Moody, he has nights where he works in our system. He has nights where he doesn't look very good. But I feel like, going to a new team, new scenery, maybe he takes on a bigger role. Maybe he becomes what we thought he could become. He's not a bad player by any means. Any team would be lucky to have Moses Moody. Um, then the Warriors, we get Domantas Sabonis, who is a 6'10" big man who is classified as a roll and cut big. He would help grab boards. He's good at playmaking. He can score on the inside. A center that I think has great IQ, which is required to play in the Warriors offense. Having good IQ is a huge plus to be in the Warriors offense. Um, And I just think Sabonis would help us out tremendously because again he would grab boards, and we don't have big men. I think we ranked dead last in rebounding. Um, we also get Michael Porter Jr. Again, Michael Porter Jr. is my bad, I just blinked. Michael Porter Jr. is a movement shooter. He's a 6'10" green light. He's basically Klay Thompson but 6'10", and he's not uh as good defensively as Klay was in his prime. Um, yeah, but we get Michael Porter Jr. who would light it up. Definitely help Steph Curry score the ball. Also, Sabonis would help Steph Curry score the ball. He's not like a walking 30 ball, but he can give us 15, 20 points on in the paint. Plus, he could give us a triple double some nights. And then Cam Thomas. Now I know some people are probably like, why would you want Cam Thomas? Jordan Poole played in the Warriors system. I love Jordan Poole. He's a very talented ball player. He's a bucket. Cam Thomas is also a bucket. When Jordan Poole was on the Warriors, he came off the bench and he would just light it up. And because he was basically like our Jordan Clarkson. He would just come in and you know what you were getting. You were either getting buckets or nothing. The nights where he didn't have anything, like yeah, they were tough nights, but it happens. But the nights where he was giving us buckets, it either increased the lead tremendously for our starters, or it cut back into the lead to help our starters go back out there and take over games. And Cam Thomas is on a 5.9 million 1 year deal. So if it doesn't work out, wash your hands. Get rid of him, move on, right? I like that. I like Cam Thomas in this role. He'll give us, hopefully, he'd give us buckets. And then Keon Ellis. Ellison, what the hell? Keon Ellis will um, play some defense and knock down a three ball. And, that's great to have in the Warriors offense. So that is trade one. Again, Sabonis, MPJ, Cam Thomas, Keon Ellis, Warriors. Kings, Kaminga, Terrence Mann, Moses Moody. Nets, Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, and then 2 first-round picks and 2 seconds. Obviously, you could toy around, maybe give him an extra pick because of Jimmy Butler. Uh, you know, who's to say? That's the first trade. I actually really like that trade a lot. Um, Not just because I'm a Warriors fan, but because I just think that every team benefits from it. The Nets get to keep tanking, getting assets. The Kings get their guy in Jonathan Kaminga. Now we're going to move on to trade number 2, which is the Warriors, the Kings, and the Jazz. So it's essentially the exact same trade. Jazz take on Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, the exact same picks. The Kings would now get Jonathan Kaminga, Moses Moody again, and Kyle Anderson this time. Kyle Anderson is a great vet to have on your team, especially for the Kings who are taking in younger talent. Besides DeMar DeRozan, those guys, Russell Westbrook. Um, he'd be a good on-court coach for those youngins. And then the Warriors would receive Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen, and Keon Ellis. We already talked about Keon Ellis. Zach LaVine, though, if you watch basketball, you know what Zach LaVine can do. He can knock down shots. And I think Zach LaVine would be perfect for the Warriors system, just like I think MPJ would be perfect for the Warriors system. Um, they just get it. You know what I mean? Like they shoot the pill off the ball. Are there going to be nights where they struggle? Absolutely, they're humans. But that's why I also have the Warriors receiving Lauri Markkanen. Finally, it should have happened, but for some reason, Pods was too valuable. Shocker. Uh, Still on the trade Pods train, by the way. Again, don't hate the guy, but he's just not my cup of tea. He fits our system, but God, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't like watching him play. Lauri Markkanen, though, everybody knows Lauri Markkanen, 7'1" sniper who averages, I think, like 7 rebounds. He would help with rebounds, um, and he would knock down shots. He would knock down so many shots. I think he's a good. I think he's a good fit. What an analysis, right? I haven't done this in a minute. I apologize. Um, 10 minutes in, I think, for the first video back, I think that's pretty good. So this trade again, Zach LaVine, Lowry Markkinen, Keon Ellis to the Warriors. Kings, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Kyle Anderson. Jazz, Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, 2 firsts, 2 seconds. Again, picks can be added because of Jimmy Butler's injury. But I just think that me personally, if I was a GM, which one do I like more? I don't really know. Um, I love the idea of MPJ on this team. I would like to have a guy like Sabonis who could help us rebound and score in the paint, and he's also very smart and he can play make. He can hit a three every once in a while. He's not terrible, but I also love the idea of Zach LaVine in this system and Lowry Marketing. The only problem with both of these things is defense. Our defense would take a huge blow, I believe. Okay, hold on. This one says negative 1.94 on defense, and the other one says that we would get negative 1.51. So the Sabonis trade would give us better defense. Um, yeah, we'd also have a way better offense, though, allegedly. Um, the first trade would amass +4 wins, and the second trade would says that we would get -4 wins. But I also think it's taking into account that Lowry Markkinen and Zach LaVine have missed a lot of time because it has -10 minutes per game on this. So, you know, yeah. With that being said, those are my 2 trades that I made. If you guys have trades, leave them in the comments. I wanted to go through Fanspo and find other people's trades, but I'm not saying that they suck because my trades could suck. I'm just a biased Warriors fan. Um, but like I looked through some of these and they just aren't. They're just not it. Like I saw the very first one I saw was for uh Giannis, which isn't gonna happen unless he requests a trade, which he would never request a trade. Um, Butler out, Kaminga situation still not right. And then I keep seeing Warriors Bulls trades because Kenny posted on Twitter that they should also do a trade, and he had a bunch of assets. So people are basically just stealing his tweet and putting it on Fanspo with a player taken out and a pick added, or blah 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 blah. So that's what a lot of these are. Um, yeah, there's just not anything crazy. A lot of the picks low key. I mean, a lot of the trades low key are kind of like the ones that I made. Here's a Warriors get DeMar DeRozan and add expiring depth. I'm pretty sure this is the Kenny trade. DeRozan, Vooch, Patrick Williams. Get me out of here. Yeah, I'm chilling. We'll click one more and I'll read it out loud. Warriors get Michael Porter Jr., Nicholas Claxton, Cam Thomas. Don't hate that. Um, Grizzlies get Jonathan Kuminga, Kyle Kuzma, a 2026 and a 2028 first round from us, a 2032 first round from the Bucks. The Bucks receive Ja Morant. The Nets receive Jimmy Butler, Bobby Portis, 2026 first round from the Bucks, 2027 first round from the Bucks, and a 2032 first round from the Warriors. This trade, I don't hate this one either. This one's not mine. I didn't make this. Posted by Devies, D33V3S. I hope that's not something crazy. Uh, yeah, those are the only trades I'm going to go through. The other ones are just, again, they're just spamming the Bulls thing, which I don't want. Patrick Williams. Please, for the love of God, don't give me Patrick Williams. Um, or maybe he needs a chain of scene. No, 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 nah. That's it. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoy. I will be making more videos now that I have a camera and it works. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.